There are moments in life when you feel watched. Maybe it's just paranoia, a trick of the mind. But that evening, when I stepped outside and looked up at the sky, I felt it instantly. A presence. An unnatural stillness in the air, like the world itself had paused to listen. The clouds were thick, stretching endlessly in every direction. But there was one cloud that stood out. And I wish I had never noticed it. At first, I thought nothing of it. It was just a cloud, right? But as I stood there, something felt wrong. The others drifted lazily, pulled by the evening breeze. But this one? It didn't move. It hovered. Suspended. Almost like it was looking back at me. I tried to shake off the feeling. It was just a cloud. Just a cloud. But the longer I stared, the more I felt like it was watching me, studying me, as though it was waiting for something. I blinked. Maybe I was just seeing things? But then, right in front of me, the cloud expanded. Its edges blurred, stretching outward like long, ghostly fingers reaching across the sky. It was no longer just a cloud. It was something else. A chill ran down my spine. My breath started to quicken. I took a step back, but I couldn't look away. The thing in the sky wasn't floating with the wind. It was moving on its own. Like it had a mind of its own. And for the first time, I realized, this wasn't just a cloud. It was alive. I tried to tell myself it was nothing. Just a weather anomaly, something explainable. But the more I looked at it, the more it felt like it was watching me. And then it started to move toward me. My instinct screamed at me to run. But I stood there, frozen, as the cloud began to change shape, growing larger, darker. Its outline became jagged, almost like it was shifting into something with purpose. And then it moved. Fast. Too fast. One moment, it was hanging there in the sky, and the next, it was closer, so much closer. I could feel the air around me change, heavy with an unnatural pressure. I ran. I don't know why I did it. Maybe I thought if I just got away, it would stop. I sprinted, my legs shaking beneath me, but every time I turned to look behind me, that thing was there, following. I couldn't see it clearly anymore. It wasn't just a cloud. It was something else, something more terrifying. It stretched long and thin, like a shadow, only it wasn't cast by anything I could understand. I could feel it in my bones. It was coming for me, and there was nowhere to hide. The wind howled as I turned a corner, my heart pounding in my ears. I wanted to scream, but nothing came out. My body wouldn't let me. I stopped running. I don't know why. Maybe it was because I thought I was safe, but the sky above me was different. It was dark, as though it was holding its breath, waiting. That thing was no longer just a cloud. It was something alive. Something intelligent. I looked up, and for the first time, I saw it. A massive shape, like a writhing mass of darkness. Its form was shifting, dissolving, reforming. It had no eyes. No face. But I could feel it. It was watching me. Narrator, terrified, struggling to process. The thing began to descend. Slowly. Gracefully, almost. It was so unnatural. The ground beneath me seemed to tremble as if the world was bending to its will. And those eyes, I saw them again. Or maybe I didn't see them, but I felt them. Deep, hollow, pulling me in. It didn't make a sound. No footsteps. No growls. But the air around it. It buzzed. It was like the world was warping just by its presence. I could feel it in my chest, in my head. This overwhelming weight, like my mind was being crushed. I wanted to scream. I wanted to run, but my body, it wouldn't obey. It was like I was stuck in a nightmare, unable to wake up. And then I heard it. A voice. Not from the creature, but in my head. A voice. That wasn't mine. It said something. A single phrase that echoed through my mind like a million whispers, "You are not welcome." I don't know how it happened, but one moment, I was standing there, paralyzed, and the next, I was running again. I couldn't even think. My legs were moving, my heart was racing, and everything felt like it was spinning. But no matter how fast I ran, I couldn't escape. It was always there. In front of me. Behind me. I couldn't tell anymore. The world was distorting, the ground was shifting beneath my feet. And then, in an instant, I was back where I saw. My house. My street. The sky was back to normal, blue and clear, like nothing had ever happened. But I knew something had changed. I had seen it. I had felt it. That thing was real. And it wasn't done with me. I looked down at my arm, and that's when I saw it. A mark. A symbol I didn't recognize, burned into my skin. Something alien. And I knew it wasn't just a dream. And then I heard it. That whisper. Not in my ear, but in my head. We will be back. Have you ever felt something watching you from the sky? Have you ever felt like something was waiting? I thought I was alone in this, but maybe I'm not. Maybe you are next. I don't know if what I saw was real, or if it was just my mind playing tricks. But one thing's for sure. Something is out there. Something that doesn't belong.